directly from the Alma High School news studio, covering news and sports from where it matters. You're watching the Airedale.
Welcome to the Airedale. I'm Michael Farrell.
And I'm Ben Mitchell.
And today we'll be talking about the recent awards given out here at Alma High School, the effects of sleep deprivation, the importance of attendance, plus much more coming up on
the Airedale.
Our principals and teachers work very hard to keep our schools safe and productive. One of our very own was recognized for his achievements. Zachary Miller found out what this is all about.
Principals and assistant principals work so hard to keep our schools safe. They also do everything to keep everyone happy and make sure everyone gets the education they need. One of our very own assistant principals won the Best Assistant Principal Award. Mr. Reeves tells us how he feels about winning this award.
It's really special because it validates the work that you've been doing, the hard work, the hours that you put in, the decisions you've had to make. It validates those things and it lets you know that you're doing a good job, you're being noticed for doing a good job. The time that you spend with students or with parents, building relationships with them.
Mr. Kirkendall won this exact same award back in 2015. He tells us more on how to be nominated for this award.
You have to be nominated by a colleague. You have to have at least 3 years in a building doing that job.
Ms. Cochran won the Teacher of the Year award back in 2016 and is our new assistant principal at AHS. How does she feel about working with Mr. Reeves?
Mr. Reeves, I think you are absolutely one of the most amazing administrators I've ever known in my whole entire career.
Mr. Reeves keeps one thing in mind when working with kids.
You know, there's always another human sitting across the desk, and so you always have to take those things into account when you're dealing with student discipline.
I am Zachary Miller with Airwaves Media.
The Alma quarterback Joe Trusty has been awarded the Arkansas Air National Guard's Top Gun Award. Hunter Cole and Cole Howard talked to Joe Trusty and Coach Bush to get their reactions.
Alma quarterback Joe Trusty has been hard at work this year and was recently awarded a massive award. He received the Arkansas Air National Guard Top Gun Award. Let's hear what he has to say about it.
It's awesome. You know, I'm really grateful to have received it. Just an honor.
Joe Trusty passed over 1,500 yards and ran more than 600 yards for the Airedales, making him a true asset to the team.
So Hooten's magazine picked the top 15 quarterbacks in Arkansas, senior quarterbacks, and I was one of them. So
Coach Bush says he is proud that Joe received the award, and he's also proud of the team helping him earn it.
Well, we're extremely proud for Joe. He had an outstanding season, and had a lot of great teammates around him, surrounded him with a great cast, and we just enjoy the fact that he kind of reaped the benefits of his hard work and dedication, and also what our team was able to help him do.
Joe Trusty's work ethic consistently helped him to achieve this award.
It's an award given out by Hooten's Arkansas football, also tied in with the Arkansas National Guard, and it goes to some of the top players in the state of Arkansas.
This is Hunter Cole and Cole Howard for Airways Media.
Sleep is one of the most important things that all teenagers need, yet not everyone gets the sleep that they need. But why? Dane Barker and Levi Stringfellow took a deeper look into this eye-opening topic.
Sleep deprivation is one of the biggest issues when it comes to student school lives.
Sleep deprivation causes your brain not to function like it should. So if you're not getting the recommended 8 to 9 to 10 hours of sleep at night, then your body's not functioning like it should. Because if you're not sleeping, you're like a sputtering car on the side of the road. So your body's not getting the rest that it needs to recuperate every day. You're not able to focus in class because you're too tired. You're thinking about other things.
We asked a student of Alma High School what the impacts of sleep deprivation are on them.
Yeah, I'm tired all day. I just sleep in class all the time.
73% of high school students are sleep deprived. This could be caused by a number of different reasons.
IAD sleep deprivation is a really big problem. I think a lot of us have a hard time turning our brains off and winding down and going to sleep and staying asleep for a long time.
A good night's sleep can help improve your learning, memory, decision-making, and even your creativity.
I think some tools that I've learned are to, turn the screens off before, well before you're going to try to go to sleep. And reading is a really good way to get sleepy. Not to say the reading's boring, but just that it can help you wind down and relax. Dark room, quiet space, and just really try to set aside that time to go to sleep.
This has been Dane and Levi with Airwaves Media.
Bullying is a rampant problem in schools around the whole world. But how does Alma deal with this problem? Hunter Brewer and Joey Lynn find out the details.
The policy for bullying is not permitted in the state of Arkansas. Bullying is when you do something to harm or threaten someone constantly.
We don't tolerate bullying. What people have to understand is there's what is bullying, what is being mean, and what is being rude. Too many times in today's world, every time somebody says something rude to us, or every time somebody is mean to us, we think it's bullying. Well, that's not bullying. Bullying is the continued and persistent act of somebody trying to hurt or harm or intimidate, cause distress on somebody.
About 20% of students ages 12 to 18 are bullied over the nation. If you are getting bullied, see a counselor or a principal as soon as you can.
A lot of times counselors can take care of things. They can talk with the students involved, figure out what is really going on, because a lot of times there are underlying things that's causing whatever is happening, and then they can handle it. If it is still not fixed whenever the counselor visits with them, then it comes to me or Miss Cochran, and then when we get involved, if that doesn't take care of it, then there are disciplinary actions that are in play. And those disciplinary actions can be anywhere from lunch detention to in-school suspension to out-of-school suspension.
This is Hunter and Joey for Airwaves Media.
Substitute teachers are very essential for schools to run smoothly when their teachers are away for various personal reasons, school activities, or professional development. Caden Daspit and Braden Peppas talked to some of our substitute teachers here at Alma.
When teachers have to miss a day of school, someone has to fill in. That's where the subs at Alma High School come in. They act as a teacher for a day and control the classroom as a normal teacher role, and can take time for any subject, whether it be art, history, math, or more. We decided to speak with some of the substitutes who sub often to see what they think. Our first sub that we interviewed is Miss Hampton. Miss Hampton has been a substitute teacher at this school for years.
I really enjoy subbing at Alma. I like to meet different kids and get to move around to different rooms. I love the admin, I love the teachers, I love the students. This is just a really good school system. They're very supportive.
Miss Hampton seems to love her job here as a substitute. However, one might ask why someone becomes a sub in the first place. Here's her story.
I needed a job. I had been a stay-at-home mom, and after my divorce, I decided that I would start substitute teaching so I could have some time off with my kids.
We asked another substitute of Alma High School on how you become a sub in the first place. Here's Ms. Kirkendall for the insight.
Okay, so you go to the administration building and you have to have a background check. You pay $50 for a background check to make sure that you're not a criminal. And then there is an app that you can get on your phone that alerts you when a sub position is available, and you just accept the position.
Not only do the substitutes enjoy the school, but it seems as if the school enjoys them as well. We asked a student of Alma High School on their opinions on the substitute teachers.
They're adaptable because they have to go to different classes and meet new faces, and it's nice to have a fresh new personality teaching a subject sometimes.
There's many important elements in the high school, and substitutes are one of the bigger ones. This is Caden Daspit and Braden Peppas with Airwaves Media.
The attendance here at Alma High School is of great importance to our faculty and administration, but how do we keep this from dipping down? Stetson Goodson dove deeper into the importance of attendance.
There are multiple reasons to have good attendance, such as the ability to get proper instruction and so you don't have to work in your free time. I asked Ms. Moore why attendance is important, and here's what she said.
helps you, good attendance helps you to stay on track so that you don't get behind, don't get overwhelmed. A lot of our kids who end up failing have missed several days in the semester, and they get to the point where they have so much to do that it's just overwhelming and they can't even do any of it. You know, it's just.
There are ways to make you want to come to school. Ms. Moore discusses one way for you to want to come to school.
What's really good for attendance is getting involved. If you can find activities that you like to do and you're taking some classes during the day that are fun and engaging, it makes it a lot more fun to come to school and something to look forward to. And so.
Only a few ways to fix your attendance, but the school can only fix your absences by sending you to Saturday school. Let's talk to Mr. Reeves for more information.
Now, if you can get me doctor's notes, or if you had to go visit with the dentist or a therapist or the juvenile office, anything like that, bring us a note. That will correct attendance.
This is Stetson Goodson from Airwaves Media.
Well, I'm going to be doing everything I can to make sure that I come to school every day so I can avoid these semester tests next semester.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Well, I heard that you talked to Mr. Bean this week, actually.
Yeah. He's actually a pretty interesting guy with a lot of passion for teaching.
Well, great. Ben Mitchell is going to continue his series on highlighting our new teachers with a deeper look into Mr. Bean.
This year, there have been quite a few new students and teachers, and since we can't exactly get around to every student, I've decided to show you some of the new teachers here at Alma High School. This week, our Teacher of the Week is Mr. Garen Bean, known to his students as Benjamin. And to start off the interview, I asked him about how he feels about being a teacher.
Well, this is actually my fifth year teaching. This is my first year at Alma High School. So far, I'm enjoying it. I've always enjoyed teaching. It's my passion, and so it's definitely something that I love doing. As far as some of the relationships, I've built some really strong relationships with students and other teachers. So it's something I enjoy doing for sure.
Every teacher has their own reasons to love or to hate our high school, whether it's the facilities, the students, or even just the job itself.
I came from Cedarville High School. It was a smaller school district. It had a lot less smaller class sizes. The number of students in the school were a lot smaller. It was a lot less. So one of the things I was worried about coming to Alma was just the size of the school. But it turns out that this is probably one of my most favorite things about the school is just the amount of students that are here, the amount of teachers that are here that are able to provide me support. It's just something that I love, and I love the support that I get.
And here's a fun fact for you. Mr. Bean also loves video games such as Warzone. Here's a little message to the nerds out there playing Warzone against him.
Okay. GBean00, that's my Warzone tag. Hit me up. Or if you see that, and you just got destroyed by me, I'm sorry.
Well, that was Mr. Bean, and this has been Ben Mitchell with Airwaves Media.
We've started a new series here at Airwaves Media, highlighting local businesses here in Alma. First off, though, is Harps Foods, brought to us by the delightful Michael Farrell.
First off in our new series highlighting local businesses is Harps Foods, an employee-owned grocery store that has recently opened a new location here in Alma. We sat down with the store manager to get some insight on this local business.
So because we're employee-owned, we have our own stock. And so after 1 year, you're put into the stock, and after 7 years, you're fully invested in it. And so
the store manager says that the work culture is very welcoming to new employees.
But I like the people. I like working in a grocery store because you have opportunities to meet new vendors. You see people all the time you've never talked to before. Well, I like the people here. We have potlucks and stuff, and you get to know everyone really well. And so, yeah.
When looking at Harps, it provides a healthy level of competition to the area, as well as providing more places to shop at. This store gives back to the community and is overall very, very beneficial to our area. I hope you take away that Harps is a great option for your grocery needs, and you consider shopping there. This has been Michael Farrell for Airwaves Media, signing out. The Boys and Girls Club is an organization that allows kids to volunteer and help the Alma community. Sarah Nutt has more on the Boys and Girls Club here in Alma.
When driving around in Alma, some may see the blue and tan colored building called the Boys and Girls Club. But what even is the Boys and Girls Club? Amber Michaels, the current manager, explains what the Alma Boys and Girls Club is all about.
The Boys and Girls Club is a great place for kids to come after school or during the summer. The kids get a good meal to eat as well as a snack. And they also get to participate in different programs like creating crafts and arts, and we have a tech room, and they get help with their homework here, and they also just have a place that they can hang out with their friends after school.
The Boys and Girls Club offers a junior staff program where high school students can volunteer to help out around the establishment. Gabby Hicks explains how she feels about the environment she volunteers in.
There's no one area that's really negative to you. It's just a positive environment, and all the kids are great.
Everyone has their own reasons for working in different places, but for the Boys and Girls Club, people work here for the kids. If you love working with children, then this is the place to be. I'm Sarah Nutt with Airwaves Media.
An important part of any sports broadcast is the sportscasting. Sportscasters give you a real-time commentary of the game. Joshua Wagley talked to Alma's play-by-play announcer Kevin Taylor to see what sports announcing is all about.
Statistics show 1 in 4 Americans watch some type of sport for at least 5 hours or more. And most of the time, if you have watched sports, you hear 2 people talking about what is going on during the game, about sponsors or about past and future games. They are the sports announcers. I spoke to one of the sports announcers for the Airedales. His name is Mr. Taylor, and I spoke to him about his adventures through the years of his announcing.
I remember being 10 years old. I would write these imaginary baseball games involving my favorite team, the Astros, and just kind of scribbling around. And then I got into high school and took journalism in high school. Same thing as I got older and started stringing for the newspaper in the 70s, and covered a football game in 1978, first time I ever covered a game, and just loved it. I was first time I did a play-by-play radio football broadcast was between a high school football game in the Astrodome in 1983 between Conroe-McCullough and Nacogdoches. And Conroe-McCullough won the game. They had a running back named Kenny Miller, who played for McCullough, who went on and played college baseball at McNeese State. Wrote a story about him, and he played. He was drafted by the Phillies, and so wrote a story about 3 years later about him. And so anyway, that was my first radio game. Then I did a lot of Conroe football games between 1984 and 1991, and then I took a sports editor job in Palestine, Texas, and I did the same thing. I've always kind of had that wanted to have multiple jobs. And so I was a sports writer at the Herald Press and did the radio broadcast for the football team on Friday nights. Did that for 7 years before coming to Fort Smith and Alma in 1999.
Mr. Taylor wrote 2 books and one on the way, with his most known book being called Stat Daddy. I asked him what he enjoyed about announcing the most, and here's what he said.
I really enjoy football because football is such a great thing and it's such an event. You know, Friday, it's you build up to it all week, and then Friday night happens, and I love to get to the press box about 5:30, and then you're checking with everybody, and we're all set to go, and you see people that you don't see during the week. That's a lot of fun. Then of course, when your team's doing well, it's even better. And this past year was a really good year. Coach Bush and the Airedales won 6 games, and that was a lot of fun. If I had to pick one, though, it'd probably be basketball. I really love the play-by-play of basketball and the kind of back and forth that goes on with basketball.
He enjoyed announcing ever since he was a kid and wanted to give advice to the kids who are thinking about joining the sports announcing field.
Well, the advice is to follow your dreams, because you only get one time around the track, and so you only get one chance at it. When you get older, and I'm older, you think back to, God, I wish I'd have done this or done that, and so you just can't have any do-overs. And so I would follow your dream, and if you really enjoy sports and broadcasting and want to be around it, or enjoy writing, I love to write, then by gosh, go and do it. Do it to the best of your capabilities.
Here's a small clip of him announcing the basketball game against the Mina Bearcats.
So that's going to do it. How sweet it is. The Airedales get the win tonight. Final score, Alma 56, Mina 42. The Airedales tomorrow night will take on Greene County Tech. The Airedales tomorrow night also take on Greene County Tech. 17 points, 13 rebounds for Israel Towns Robinson. We call him Izzy. 13 points for Easton Boggs, and a lot of balance Good offense all the way around, and the Airedales get the W tonight.
For Airways Media, I'm Joshua Wagley.
Our maintenance crew has a very important role around the school district by keeping everything sparkly clean. Jace Coleman took a very deep look into the incredible maintenance crew here at Alma High School.
Have you ever wondered how the school is not falling apart about every week, with all the chaos that happens daily? Well, the maintenance team is always there replacing, repairing, or maintaining all the equipment around.
I'm custodian. I vacuum rooms, mop bathrooms, sweep floors, windows.
To maintain the school is some of the staff are always around to inspect the grounds and fix or clean anything.
I put in work orders on our school district website. It's called School Dude. We log them and then they come and fix it. But generally, if it's something I can fix, I fix it myself.
Kinda like a car's engine. An engine will run as long as it's cleaned and checked often, and it will last for years to come. And if it's not, well, you're going to be stuck on the side of the road.
We have to get the beater bar off of our vacuum probably twice a week because of all the hair and the strings, and it gets wrapped around and it don't pick up good.
And if you ever see maintenance personnel anywhere, say thank you for all their work that they do. For Airwaves Media, I am Jace Coleman. Until next time.
Our students have the opportunity to participate in a variety of activities after school and can choose to spend that time in those activities or do other things. But what do our students actually do once school is over? Destiny Wheeler talked to our students to see how students actually spend their time after school.
When the 3:25 bell rings and your long stressful day at school ends, who are you with? Are you hanging out with your friends, your classmates, or are you by yourself, alone? According to a study conducted by the Washington Post in 2021, the average American spends around 3 hours a week with friends, which dropped to 58% compared to an analysis study conducted in 2010 to 2013. What's worse is that at the end of 2022, we are still spending less time than what we should be spending with friends, which could potentially worsen our mental health as a community. I showed Ms. Reese and Mr. Reeves an article containing this information. This is what Ms. Reese thought after reading the article.
Yes, I do think it's accurate. I do see it happening around me. I see kids isolating themselves more. Either they're just spending time in their rooms, they're not with their family, they are not going out to the same activities they used to go to. I think it's happening more than we realize.
How exactly does this affect our students' mental health?
I don't think it's good. I think social interaction needs to happen. For us to be isolating ourselves isn't good. You know, one of the worst punishments somebody can have in prison is solitary confinement, because you're not meant, like, we're social beings. We need to be with people. We need to be talking. And so voluntarily removing yourself from people and going to your cell phone or going to whatever it is and getting away from people isn't healthy.
How can we as a community and as a school help students spend more time with friends?
Having activities where we encourage kids to come out and do things. I think like the bonfire, the prom, different things like that where kids want to get out and do things that are outside of school are always a good idea. Talking to kids about what's going on, encouraging them to go out and do things.
Encourage people to put those phones down. Parents, encourage your kids to go hang out with their friends. And I get this piece as well. You need to be able to trust those friends that they're hanging out with, and you need to be able to trust those parents whose houses they're going to.
This is Destiny Wheeler with Airwaves Media.
Many of our students here at Alma are very interested in chess. It's a very intricate game to learn and is very interesting to dive into. But what is Chess Club all about here at Alma? Aiden Mills and Declan Saunders find out more.
Rules of chess govern the play of the game of chess. Chess is a two-player abstracted strategy board game. Each player controls 16 pieces of 6 types on the chessboard.
I love it very much. I think it's one of the most complicated games you could possibly play.
At Alma High School, there was a chess tournament, so we interviewed the winner of the tournament, and his name is Richard.
Chess is about breaking your opponent's mind. It's about conquering the board and putting your opponent in a position where they cannot do anything.
This is Declan Saunders and Aiden Mills for Airwaves Media for Alma High School.
There are lots of talented individuals at Alma High School, and Mu Alpha Theta is a club for students that have a deep passion for math. Abigail Spencer and Peyton Phillips have more on this interesting club.
Mu Alpha Theta. What is it? We ask these questions to Mr. Bean and Miss Sykes about what this club is and how important it is to these students.
So Mu Alpha Theta is the Math Honor Society here at Alma High School. But it's a national organization that allows students to meet others that share their interest in math and also participate in a bunch of activities and things of that nature.
To join, you'll come to me or Mr. Bean and we check the requirements. The requirements are that you have to have a 3.0 GPA and you have to be in a math course of Algebra 2 or higher. And then once we check that, you just pay your dues and then you're in the organization.
There have been many posters appearing around the building in many random places that talk about the club president for this club. Let's see who this president is and see what they think about how important the club is.
And we're gonna have do some math games and have pizza. And sometime soon we're planning to start up like a tutoring program for the freshmen. Some of the freshmen this year are struggling with Algebra 1, so hopefully some of our Math Honor Society kids will get to help with that.
As you can see, this club is fairly important to the people leading it and the people in it. This math club has been going around for years. This is Peyton C. Phillips from Airwaves Media, signing off.
The Alma Science Club is a great way to meet new and interesting people while also being able to admire nature's beauty. Gemini Zhang took a look into the Science Club.
Clubs are a good way to learn about their certain topic and gain a good education, like for example, robotics, chess, bowling, and so much more. But what about Science Club? What is the purpose of joining Science Club? We asked the Science Club president about what there is in the club and its purpose.
We get to go on hikes a lot, and that's really fun, and it's a really fun bonding experience for us as a club. And then we'll go get to see the tigers, which is really cool because they're tigers. And the trip to the Mid-America Science Museum is something really fun because it's a science museum. Yes. And then it was just something I went to a lot, so I'm just really excited. We go out in nature a lot, like hikes and stuff. Well, we plan to. And we just get to see how science affects everything and how it can be really beautiful and not just a boring school subject.
I'm looking forward to seeing how well the Science Club does. If you want to learn and decide to join Science Club for all the fun activities there are, go see Ms. Taylor for more information. This is Gemini Shong from Airways Media.
Rudolph, the Polar Express, and Elf. They're all just a few examples of cult classic Christmas movies. But what films do the students and faculty of Alma High School actually enjoy watching during the holidays? Evan Sanderson asked around to find out.
Christmas is a time to enjoy friends and family. One of the ways you can do this is by sitting by the fire, drinking hot cocoa, and watching Christmas movies. Here's what some people said about their favorite Christmas movies. English teacher Mrs. Dickens said her favorite Christmas movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. She enjoys watching it on Christmas every year. Here's why.
It is my favorite Christmas movie because it's hilarious, and I love movies that make me laugh, and I just feel like that movie is so relatable for a lot of families. There's the stress of having family come over and getting the house ready, and the reality of trying to be like the family man and all of that, but then in all of that there's the hilarity and the comedy of really how the holidays are just a mess sometimes and just stuff happens. And so it makes me laugh, and it's a tradition.
Librarian Mrs. Thixton said Love Actually is her favorite Christmas movie because it gets the message across that love is actually all around, and because it's just a good feel-good movie.
My favorite Christmas movie is from 2003, and it's called Love Actually. And I don't think it's a movie that people generally consider to be a Christmas movie, but it is. And it has an amazing cast, and it is lots of little stories woven through together. It's hilarious. It'll make you cry, and it's just wonderful. And we watch it every year.
Teacher Mr. Taylor said her favorite Christmas movie is A Christmas Story. The Bad and the Ugly, the funny, and because Darren McGavin did a good job playing the dad in the story.
First time I saw the movie was in the 80s. I saw it at the theater back in '83. And so people had talked about it, and it was really, got a lot of good publicity, and yeah, I laughed and loved it. And I guess probably the last 15 years, maybe longer, it's been on TBS, seems like in a running loop every Christmas or maybe Thanksgiving. It's on all the time. And so it's one of those movies when it comes on your channel, surfing channels, you get stuck. You're going to finish watching.
This is Evan Sanderson for Airwaves Media.
Continuing on the topic of Christmas, traditions are a very important part of the season. Every family has some different traditions, so Louis Alexander talked to our families about their Christmas traditions.
There are some weird, interesting, and crazy Christmas traditions that go on in Arkansas, but there are some that are very special to people, and we wanted to recognize them. We talked to Miss Cochran about her Christmas traditions.
Yes, we do a lot of things special. We make a Christmas bucket list in our house, so we go through the list and check it all off. We like to go look at Christmas lights, of course. And
there's also some teachers that have some Christmas traditions that go on. We talked to Mr. Kelly on his Christmas traditions.
Well, one of the traditions that we've had lately, once we get all of our family stuff wrapped up, it's turned into where Christmas Day in the afternoon, there's not a whole lot that we really have going on. And so one of the things that we've done the last several years, because I commercial fish on the Arkansas River, we'll load up the boat with a bunch of gill nets and we'll cruise out onto the Arkansas River. We'll throw 500-600 yards of gill nets out and just kind of hang out.
It's fun to see how children grow up with their family's Christmas traditions. We talked to Miss Cochran about her family traditions.
well, my senior, she'll always be my baby girl. So we still do the same things at Christmas time that we did when she was a baby, and I think that we'll probably continue to do that even as she grows into an adult.
This is Louis Alexander with Airwaves Media.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Airedale. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure to follow all of our social medias at Airwaves Media. And as always,
go Airedales! And have a happy holidays, everyone.